Hi, we're the coordinators of the Us Girls Alive project. My name's Leanne.
Hi, and I'm Claire.
We're here doing this video for you today just to tell you a little bit about what Us Girls Alive is, what we do and what we've done so far.
Cool. Us Girls Alive is a health and wellbeing initiative using young female volunteers to get more and other young women and girls involved in sport and physical activity. The project is focused on women and girls aged 16 to 25 living in disadvantaged communities, and it's really about supporting them to be active. The Us Girls Alive programme was designed on the learning from our Us Girls programme, which was a sports participation programme. And the idea of Us Girls Alive is using the health and wellbeing initiative to actually engage young women and girls in sport and physical activity, knowing that some of them won't turn up to sport and physical activity sessions just to do the sport bit, but actually some of the health and wellbeing sessions that are being delivered is what they're really, really keen on doing. And it's about using those sessions to engage them in activity and engage them in doing some sport.
So we currently have 29 Alive clubs running all over the country. They're delivered in 18 areas, and these spread up from the northeast in Newcastle right the way down through North, Midlands, South, right through down to Cornwall. The projects have been running really well. They receive funding from the Department of Health. In addition to their funding, we've tried to give them a few resources, things that we learned from our existing girls project that we've been doing. So some of the resources we have are the Motivators journals. So the Motivators are our volunteers who run the sessions for us. The journals are just a little initiative for them to plan their sessions, to help out. It's just a nice little giveaway as well. We've got Us Girls Alive branded merchandise, so we have hoodies and we have t-shirts. We've got a little picture here of some participants in the t-shirts that we provide as well. We've got marketing materials for them to use, like poster templates and leaflet templates as well. We have our web page where we feature vital information for all of the projects. Also on this we might do case studies of what's going on recently. We'll also try to promote any activity that they're doing through Facebook and through Twitter. We have session plans as well. This is to help some of the projects come up with ideas. There's a few plans that we've written, like for example, we've got comprehensive guides on, this one is a body image session. So it just sort of gives you information about the type of equipment you might need, icebreakers, ideas about what you might do to carry out the session. So these are quite comprehensive guides. These are examples. We've got, like I say, body image, confidence building, communication, and then all these down here are other ideas they can have, such as action planning, identity and values, team building, just a few ideas to help projects along the way.
So as with any project, any funded project, each of the projects do monitoring and evaluation for their programmes. We're asking them about their volunteers, how many hours volunteering they're doing, how many volunteers they've recruited, and actually the impact that's having as well. So how many service users are coming in, how many participants are getting involved in the project as well. So all the programmes do their monitoring evaluation, which gets submitted back to Department of Health. As with what lots of the programmes that Street Games run, research is really, really important to us. So rather than doing an evaluation at the end of a programme, we actually make sure that research is embedded throughout the whole project. So we're actually working with the British Heart Foundation and their research team there to actually conduct research from the very start of the Us Girls Alive programme. So trying to measure the young women and girls that are coming to the session, so the participants, trying to measure their current activity levels, their current thoughts and feelings towards sport and activity, and then they will continue, those same young people will continue to be measured throughout the programme to actually try and at the end of it have a piece of research, a report that shows the impact that the Us Girls Alive project is having on some of those individuals. So research is really important in what we do, and it's really important for the ones who've done the research. It's about sharing that amongst our other programmes in Street Games, with our other Us Girls projects as well.
So as I say, we have 29 clubs running up and down the country. We thought we would just focus in on one. The one we're going to focus in today is in Stoke. They run their club in a centre called Changes Wellbeing Centre. The centre that they run from, they have a particular focus on girls who deal with varying degree of mental illness. So they're geared up to support anybody with low confidence issues, low self-esteem issues. It makes us a really good base to run a project like this, because they're able to deliver a session with an approach that we think would fit this quite well. They've had many different sessions running throughout the year, but what they do is they put together an idea of what they've got coming up for us. So this, for example, is just a timetable really of some of the sessions they have coming up. What they try to do is they'll get the groups together, led by the motivators. They try to build a bit of a team and make the girls feel comfortable and confident with each other. So some of the activities they do, for example, they've got cupcake decorating. I think we've got a little picture here, a session that they ran. It was an idea to just try and get them together, get them bonded, get them talking and feeling confident around each other. The next session they did was boxercise, and then they designed their own mug. They've done Zumba, so they'll do some team building work and then some physical activity work as well. They then did an evening of relaxation and meditation, and then followed it up the next week with a workshop around body image. I know that they used our session plan to help with that, and then they also took current things like magazines and they looked at the way that media would focus in on girls and the pressures that they receive because of the media portrayals. I know they've got a Christmas session planned as well. They also run their own Us Girls Alive Stoke Facebook page. So they do regular updates so that participants can go on and they can see what the next session is. So the last post they put up, for example, is just a reminder about an ice skating session that they're going to be doing on the 20th of December.
Fantastic. So I think it's really important for us also within Street Games to really take on board what we're doing with the Us Girls Alive programme, and really share those ideas and ways of working across the whole of the Street Games charity and across our other programmes too. So this is a particularly new piece of work for Street Games, certainly working with women and girls, which we've done through Us Girls Project, but actually working with women and girls on a health initiative is a relatively new concept for us. So it's really important for us to do the research, as we say, throughout the whole programme, make sure we are understanding the links between health and well-being and people becoming active, and actually how we can get more of the inactive young people, and especially women and girls, engaged in sport and physical activity. So it's really important that as we go through this and as we're learning, as we're developing the Us Girls Alive programme, it's really shared across the whole of the Street Games portfolio, and that everybody is understanding some of that learning. So certainly one of the next things for us is really to try and start disseminating all of this learning that we've got across the whole of the Street Games network, and anyone really who wants to work with women and girls.
So we hope we've given you a good overview of what Us Girls Alive is. If you've got any questions, you can always contact us. We've got our Us Girls webpage, which is www.usgirls.org.uk.